let's talk about the Hulk.
Okay, let's do.
Okay, so Mark Ruffalo during the Avengers Age of Ultron junket, basically in our exchange, I said, where's the Hulk going to go next? Or where would you like to see him go next? He said, there's all kinds of places for this character to go. Scarlett Johansson said, like where? And I was like, space? And just kind of jokingly. And he goes, oh yeah, he's definitely going to space.
I like how he's just like, oh, let me drop this huge,
right.
huge bomb.
And I think my face must have done one of these. You know, and he's like,
even on audio, you can tell what your face did. I just sounded more like Scooby-Doo, though.
He's like, yeah, you know, there's been discussion of a Planet Hulk movie. And I'm like, would you like to see that? And he's like, yeah, I'd definitely be entertained. I'd love to entertain that idea. But as it turns out, as has been revealed, I think he said he went into a little further depth with Collider about this, about the fact that Universal actually has the rights to the distribution rights to a solo Hulk movie. So Marvel Studios,
which is crazy, like,
right? This is what happens. So basically, Marvel Studios has the rights to the character, but Disney did not purchase the rights to the distribution of a standalone Hulk movie, which is probably why we haven't and will not see one. Then our colleague Chris Tilley talked to Joss Whedon, who went into a little more detail about the complications of the rights, but also the creative complications, which Kevin Feige has talked about, of developing a Planet Hulk movie, when really a lot of the draw of the Hulk is these Banner.
You want Banner in there. You don't really want it to be like just the Hulk running around necessarily. Like, that's maybe interesting for a comic. It's not as interesting for maybe general...
Or an animated movie.
Yeah, like I don't feel like general audiences will buy into that as much as, you know, like this character with some duality.
Yeah.
And I think it's just the Hulk as the Hulk, just stuck in that form, to me is less interesting.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like I personally need the Hulk to be the, you know, the sort of like two individual parts.
Let's talk about you had this theory, I think, initially for how we could see elements of Planet Hulk.
So, I mean, we don't know really where characters are going to end up, but it's sort of like, I think space is such a big deal to Marvel in general, and they've been working towards everything in space and Guardians, etc. And Thanos is a big clue to that. So,
well, there's also Asgard and
everything in space, right? So I can see Hulk getting up there, and possibly as a part of Infinity War.
Right, so that it wouldn't be a Planet Hulk movie, but it would be elements of Hulk in space, which maybe would be some Planet Hulk as a part of these bigger movies.
Yeah, and you have 2 movies to explore it. So, you know, if you wanted to do a Planet Hulk, and we're not saying this is happening for sure, but if you wanted to do a Planet Hulk movie, you could put him there in the first movie, and then he comes back to save the day in the second movie, like gets off of wherever, Planet Hulk.
Exactly.
So I could see that being it. And, you know, also the other hint at that potential thing is that Planet Hulk is kind of a direct result of Civil War, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, he's not. Hulk isn't in Civil War, because I believe the chronology is, and correct me if I'm wrong, I know you will, but I believe that this is actually the right chronology, that Hulk is already in space and on Planet Hulk and is not a part of Civil War, and that makes a lot of sense, especially for the movie, because the fact of the matter is, the side that Hulk is on wins. You know what I mean? Like, if Hulk is part of that equation, there's your answer. Like, whatever he says is who wins that battle. So you can't really have him as a part of that story. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
You know, because who's going to argue with Smash?
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. But I think, you know, without doing a solo movie and with the problems of a solo movie, you could get him in Infinity War, and then that's how you have your Planet Hulk element of that.
I mean, I think there's a way to have it make sense in Civil War, but I think that probably we won't see Hulk in Civil War. That's my guess. Anyway, that's why we're probably not going to see a Planet Hulk or a Hulk standalone movie. Sad. What do you guys think? Do you want to see a Planet Hulk or a Hulk standalone? Are you sad? Do you feel like maybe we're right that you'll just see part of it? Leave your comments below.